We have an attorney on the line with us. I hope that she's with us. Hello, attorney, are you on the line with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, you are an attorney from the state of Alabama, is that correct?
Yes, I am.
Okay, and have you dealt with, I think I want to leave your name out of it unless you're comfortable to give it, but either way, it's not important to us, so I'll leave that decision up to you.
Okay.
Okay, so, but to go on with the questions, have you have you worked with these cases in the confidential juvenile courts where DHR has a petition to remove a child from a home?
Yes, that is the bulk of my practice is
Okay.
dependency. Yes.
Okay, so you call it dependency. Perfect. Okay. In the dependency court, do you feel as an attorney, having primarily worked in this area, if not always, that there is a disproportion to the rights and the transparency that parents are given versus what's actually happening in the courts? And do you feel that this disproportion, if you feel that there is one, is really against the citizens of the United States, specifically Alabama families?
Yes, what I have seen is that under my understanding of these confidentiality laws and the people that I have talked to in Montgomery, other people that I've talked to, that these confidentiality laws, section 12, 15, 133, and through 133G, that they do not apply to the family being allowed to talk freely about what's happening to them and how DHR is treating them. So, unfortunately, what is happening now is that there are gag orders placed on the family where they are not allowed to talk freely to anyone about how they are being treated or their case, how it's progressing with anyone.
Okay, let me ask you something. Have you ever heard by any of the families that you've represented that they have been instructed by the courts or by DHR social workers to remove any GoFundMe's accounts that they might have established to raise funds in order to be able to pay you, because you are, of course, private counsel, or to be able to pay anything that they feel is necessary to resolve their case?
Yes, multiple times I have seen DHR will contact the parent and say, you are not allowed to have a GoFundMe page. You have to take it down. It violates confidentiality laws in the state. So yes, when a parent is trying to figure out how they are to fund an attorney other than an appointed attorney, they are being stopped, and DHR is quoting these confidentiality laws.
Okay, so the confidentiality DHR, if it's my understanding and yours, extends to anybody who puts up a GoFundMe trying to procure funds from friends and family, obviously, to help them with their case. And they're admonished and they're threatened.
Absolutely, yes. I have seen that multiple cases.
If anybody is online right now, and it doesn't matter because I've screenshot it all, you go on GoFundMe, .com right now, and you look under Adopting Baby Cheek, CHEEK. This is put up, folks, by an Alabama social worker who's trying to adopt. I see a $5,000 donor, just one donor, $5,000. So far, it's raised $20,225. So evidently, DHR, it doesn't apply to their workers who are actually adopting the children that they're stealing. Isn't that remarkable?
You bring up an important point, because there's a case in the appellate court that was denied by the Supreme Court of Alabama that states that these confidentiality laws do not apply to DHR social workers, DHR employees, judges. Those confidentiality laws apply specifically to the workers and the people who are in their official capacity not disclosing any information. It does
Okay.
not apply to the family.
So it only applies to the civilians that are non-governmental, pretty much.
Yes, that
If
is
you,
yes, that is my understanding. Yes.
I mean, let's just call a spade a spade. If you're not with the government and you're not working with them, and you're not helping them to be funded, well, damn it, you do not have a right to post anything. But if you are, if you're with us, raise all the money you want in any way. As a matter of fact, we will send over $5,000 donors to help you out. And the cheapest donation I found on that particular page, and I have several pages from social workers, by the way, folks, that have put up these GoFundMe accounts from Florida, social workers that have died, where the department themselves have put up these GoFundMe accounts for the upbringing of the social workers' children that are left. But yet, the common civilian, you are not allowed to do it, and you will be admonished. I want to mention something, folks. We have breaking news right now. Lisa Marie Presley and her husband in Los Angeles County yesterday, during a court procedure, dependency court procedure, had their children removed. You may not be aware of this.
Oh.
Yes, I am releasing this information right now. Lisa Marie Presley, sources have it, folks, that Priscilla Presley has been appointed as the kinship caretaker. I am going to cover this story, okay? They tried to keep it hush-hush, folks. This is big news, because what people don't understand is that celebrities are getting targeted too, and we are asking the celebrities to step forward, because it isn't just for the, as Bob Powell says, what does he say? The black, the brown, the yellow, and the down. That is Bob Powell saying, folks, this is for everybody, celebrity, white, black, poor, rich, but it's not for the government worker. There was a social worker, folks. If you go on YouTube and you look, there was a social worker who entrusted a babysitter, and I put it up on my Facebook page, okay? Entrusted a babysitter to take care of her child. There was the babysitter's husband, because they were getting ready for a dissolution, he was ready to leave her, put in a hidden camera thinking that she was having extracurricular affairs with men, only to find that she was beating the living daylights out of this social worker's infant. It was disgusting, and my heart bleeds for this social worker. However, that said, how many cases have you ladies, Terry and the discreet attorney from Alabama, how many cases have you heard where a parent makes a wrong decision about a caretaker, and that parent gets blamed for making the wrong decision and gets tried and charged and has her child or his child removed?
Yes, they call it, quote, failure to protect.
Failure to protect. Well, guess what? Instead of failure to protect, this social worker has had the right attention, which is law enforcement being involved, and this woman has been arrested as being charged criminally. Shouldn't that be the way it's handled?
Yes, absolutely.
Do we have parents that have crystal balls like these DHR workers alleged to have, that they can predict the future, like in this case that we're speaking about, where they predict that something's going to happen even when nothing has happened, and they in fact approved this family to be a safe and wholesome family? Attorney, we've got to go in a minute, but let me ask you something.
Okay.
Is DHR obligated in the state of Alabama to disclose the reasons why they are removing a child from a family, or do they need not disclose anything?
Under exigent circumstances, if the situation is unfolding, where they come into a home where people are unfortunately deceased, or if there's been, an abuse, battery, or accident, then they can remove them without a warrant. Otherwise, they have to disclose why they are taking that child away. So
there is a reason that they have to give.
Yes, they do, but a lot of times...
In this particular case, attorney, they are not disclosing anything. Do you think that they're violating their own policies and procedure as well as Alabama state law?
Well, and due process laws to the Constitution.
Ladies, I just got the word. We have to go. We are going to cover more of this during the week, and we are going to post it live on Facebook, on Health Impact News, because we have to cover this. There's a lot more to cover. We still haven't covered this Dallas shootings, this racial situation, or so they're making it out to be a racial situation, the removal of a person's ability to bear arms, the removal of children from homes with no reason given, the disproportionate violations of a government employee being able to procure money from the general public, but the inability and admonishment and punishment and possibly jail time if you're a civilian non-government employee and you dare try to ask the public for money. This is human rights violations, folks, in the worst possible way. Ladies, I want to thank you for joining me. Attorney, we have so much to cover with you. We are not done. Alabama families need to know the truth, and there are a group of attorneys who have stepped up in the state of Alabama to help us understand what is going on in Alabama, because they are fearful. They are fearful, and in some instances, some of the attorneys have disclosed that they are fearful to speak up because they want to hold on to their bar number. I mean, if it's come to that, folks, it's time for all of the citizens across this country to step up and be a voice for these children, because we are in dire, dire problems. Folks, I want to thank you. Ladies, thank you for joining us. This is not over. Please, we need for you to continue to cover this. Terry, we love you. We are just in honor of you stepping up to the plate to be a voice for these children. These children are being silenced. This is a Holocaust. Forgive me, folks, anybody who is Jewish. I believe in the Holocaust, but I'll tell you, this is the modern day civil rights movement that needs to be brought forth and exposed in all of its egregious light.
Absolutely. I agree.
We're in dire need. UBN Radio covers these issues through National Safe Child Show. We've got medicalkidnap.com that writes about these issues. And if we are concerned about the safety and the future of this country and the future of our future leaders, which is the generation that is growing up, and they are being traumatized, folks, in the ways that we couldn't begin to imagine, separated from their families. They are raped and abused in the system, as the recent judge said in the state of Arizona. Being raped, being abused, being starved has become the norm when children are taken and put into state's custody. This was a Supreme Court judge in the state of Arizona, and she said it like it was. That is the real deal, folks. Wake up, America. Yes. This is not rocket science. I will see you next week on ubnradio.com. Watch us live, folks. National Safe Child Show. Call in, comment on the Health Impact News. This is live streaming right now on Health Impact News. We've got to get engaged in this conversation because
Thank you for listening to the National Safe Child Show on UBN Radio.
Thank you, folks.
For past episodes, visit the archives on ubnradio.com. And for more information, go to nationalsafechildcoalition.com. The views and opinions expressed in these radio programs are those of the individual hosts and do not reflect the official policy or position of Universal Broadcasting Network.
Shows that make you laugh. Shows that make you think. Music that moves you. It could only be one place. Universal Broadcasting Network. Tune in at ubnradio.com.